Hey guys, I want to talk to you today about the state of the Crucible, all the way from the 2.0 update that we received when Taken King dropped, all the way up to the 2.0.1 update that Bungie talked about in their latest weekly update, which you can see on Bungie.net. And mainly what they talked about in that is that shot package is getting taken off of shotguns. If you already have it, you'll have a chance to roll, I think it's knee pads, close and or personal, and one other perk. So if you've been using Fell Winters with Shot Package, Matador, Party Crash, or even Conspiracy Theory, something new like that, it will be replaced with a new perk, and that should help curb the shotgun pain that a lot of people have been feeling lately, including myself. Unfortunately, I do not think that that change will do very much, mainly because for Shot Package, Rangefinder, all those other ones to be effective, you have to be completely aimed down your sights. And as we all know, when people start to get a kill with the shotgun, they're just coming out of sprint. And when you're leaving the sprint animation, if you tap L2 and R2 right away, it will pretty much negate the weapon pull-up time and will allow you to shoot instantaneously. So people haven't really been utilizing this perk as much as people think they are, and it won't change very much. You will still see a lot of shotgun dominance on close quarter maps, especially with maps like Memento, where it is all close quarters, corners all over the place, 4 special ammo drops on a single map that spawn over and over again. Yeah, shotguns aren't going anywhere. Unfortunately, this change, though good, still won't do too much. It'll cut down a lot of those what the heck distances that you get killed from, but in my very honest opinion, it won't change much at all. Now, to talk more about another issue will be the Crucible questline, which is very long. Now, of course, a lot of people are finishing this more and more, especially as the weeks go on. But the thing is, you really have to be actively trying to complete this quest to get it done. You can't just sit back, relax with some buddies, and play a few games. You have to make sure you are winning every match and fulfilling the obligations or these certain criteria to make sure you get the points to count at the end of the game. So, for example, one of those would be get 6 kills with an auto rifle and win. Now, if you're playing with a team, of course, usually this is no problem. But if you're playing solo like I was most of the time, because I was usually playing more than my friends were, it's kind of rough to find a fire team and get through this quest by yourself. So that's one thing that really needs to be fixed. It really should be an account-wide thing. If you manage to finish it on one character, it should be unlocked on all 3. Just because it's so long, I can't really see anyone doing it across multiple characters. If you do, then congratulations, because that is one heck of a quest line. I do not plan on doing it again anytime soon. And I'll use the Crucible questline as a segue into my next topic, which is the Crucible Rewards. Now, of course, Iron Banner does kind of promise to fix all this with its new drops. For those of you who don't know, Iron Banner, the way it's going to work is you will get most of your weapons, armor pieces, from the endgame rewards screen. So hopefully the drop rate is high enough for that to actually matter, but the way I see it, probably not too much. If it's anything close to what we've seen before, the drops will be too far, too few in between, and it won't really feel like it's worth it. But you know, we'll see. Bungie's done some great things so far with the drops in PvE. Hopefully the same thing will carry over to PvP. But that still leaves the issue of the standard Crucible playlist, whether it's classic 6v6 control or the new Taken King control, clash, salvage, what have it. Now, the thing with that is the rewards are lackluster is an understatement. The rewards are absolutely awful. No matter what your light level is, you will probably not receive anything of value in the Crucible, and it forces people who don't like to play Crucible to go into the PvE environment. Now, a lot of people may not see this as a problem, but there's a small community of Destiny players that just revolve around PvP. Trials is what they look forward to. It's their bread and butter. Iron Banner is just a nice little extra way to get gear, but standard Crucible is where they spend the vast majority of their time. And with how lackluster the rewards are, a lot of people are feeling left out, and that's just not the right way to do things. I think Bungie really needs to step up how gear is earned. One engram, it should be engrams that you can decrypt, not these already decrypted engrams, because that hurts how fast you can level your Cryptarch, and a lot of people get some decent gear from those Cryptarch packages. So even just giving them the option to decrypt engrams after a few matches to help bump up that Cryptarch rank to get a chance at those legendary packages, higher increased chance of legendary drops. And I saw Triple Rec post this on Twitter a few days ago. I'll see if I can link it down in the description, way he basically described it was there should be a streak bonus like there are in the Vanguard Heroic Strikes. So for those of you who know, Vanguard Heroic Strikes, after you finish 2, 3, you get a stacking buff that gives you an extra chance at legendaries. The same thing should work with Crucible, but not just for wins. For the number of matches you stay in a lobby. If you back out of the lobby to search for another one, you lose the buff. But if you stay in the lobby and you go all the way through, then that will really help keep people in the game. People won't rage quit as often, and people will get more loot, which is, of course, the main reason a lot of people play this game. And it'll also help cut down people who leave for their quest. Because the quest requires you to win, a lot of people back out as soon as they're up or down 1,000 points. For example, I'm very guilty of this. I was doing the skirmish one, and I was playing solo at the time. My friends weren't on yet, so I decided to go in and see what I could do. We were down 800 points at the beginning of the game. I had all 4 kills on my team, and my teammates were just running into death. Being revived into res snipes, just little things that were aggravating enough, but when it comes to you not getting a quest completion point off of that, I just backed out and I said, good riddance, I'll find a new lobby. This has been a problem for a lot of people. Some people do this almost habitually by now. As soon as they get down, they leave instantaneously, and that's not a mindset that you want the PvP community to be in. It hurts everyone, and it will lead to a lot of shutouts, a lot of mercy rules, as I'm sure you've all experienced before. Next, I want to talk to you guys about upcoming PvP events like Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris. I'll start with Iron Banner first because it is coming up sooner, this Tuesday actually, and I'm really worried about this game mode. Iron Banner has always been a lag fest for me. Maybe it's just my poor connection, but even back when I had Comcast, their best internet package, I was still lagging really hard. They need to make sure they fix the matchmaking, and on top of that, the drops have to be really good. If they could fix those 2 things, this Iron Banner will be the best that we've seen in a while, mainly because if the loot drops are the way that they're supposed to be, and everybody's getting them regularly, and they're getting decent rewards from them, a lot of people are going to be happy. If they keep the community happy, the PvP scene happy, then a lot of people will be more inclined to play PvP, and it will lead to a more competitive environment because more players, you have a higher pool of players to draw skill from, and that is just an all-around great way to increase the scene around it, and a lot of people playing PvP is just a good thing in my opinion. Helps contribute to how competitive it is all in all. But next, I want to talk to you guys about Trials of Osiris. I am exceedingly worried for this game mode, mainly because a lot of these new maps are not very good in my opinion. This map, Vertigo, that you're seeing in the gameplay right now, is not the best. If you control the top middle area, of course you are going to dominate the other team. Yes, I know arguments can be made that most maps are one-sided, but I think it should only be 3-lane maps that are exactly symmetrical as Trials of Osiris maps, mainly because you don't want to give one side an unfair advantage, especially if you're not switching sides every time. If Bungie wants to pull something where they are using these unbalanced maps, unbalanced in my opinion, maybe you think something else, but if they want to use these quote-unquote unbalanced maps, they have to make sure that you are switching sides every time. Now, of course, as pertaining to the Crucible in general, especially in the elimination playlist, when it comes up who you killed, that is a good addition. I'm sure that will come very handy in Trials. But they really need to make sure that you can keep everything as balanced as possible, because as soon as people start dying in cheap ways, that's when people are going to get really mad. And I'm going to use that to talk about my next topic, which is very specific, and that is the Irene sniper rifle with luck in the chamber that the gunsmith sold recently. This sniper rifle shouldn't exist. Luck in the chamber is a perk I'm perfectly fine with, but once you put it on a sniper rifle that can one-shot to the body, that's where I get a little... It's a slippery slope there for me. The way I think they should address this gun is the same thing they did a final round. Luck in the chamber can only activate when you get a headshot. It'll help cut down on people who are getting 2-shot by Hawkmoon, because a lot of people just spam to the body and hope for a 2 or 3 shot. And it really reduces the skill gap. They need to make sure that if you're getting a kill with the sniper rifle, it's because you earned the kill, you got the headshot, you outplayed them. Sure, sometimes you get a lucky no-scope, that almost never happens. You have to make sure that things are balanced. Balance is the key, and if that exists in Trials, then we are even closer to a competitive scene than we've ever been before, especially with the way Bungie seems to be wanting to push competitive support. I think we can get somewhere very soon, and that's just something I've always looked forward to, as you know, and I'm really excited to see. So just to recap about the state of the Crucible, I think shotguns will still be powerhouses, Iron Banner will be a lag fest with subpar drops, Trials of Osiris will be great except for the Luck in the Chamber one-shot Irene sniper rifle that a lot of people are going to be using, and PvP is going to remain to be fun, but it definitely still has flaws, not nearly as many as Year 1, but we still have a long way to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.